He told him to go away, and the only reason he's ever going to be back in the ring with the Bloodline again is to take on Roman Reigns. We should probably do that match again. Didn't he get screwed? Of course he did. Everybody does. When? Well, things kind of went bad. For it was Austin Theory versus Carmelo Hayes, and look, for a good old chunk of time, they were having a very good match. They had been video editing. I mean, it does take a while, because Paul Ellering came up with his one glove, pointed at the big screen. A little bit strange. It was, of course, Karrion Kross who spoke in riddles the whole time, and he reintroduced the AOP. If you don't know, you know. They just reviewed books the whole time, and he also revealed their new name. There's a name off, and they're going to be The Last Testament. So I knew this was going to happen. Just obsessed with reading. There was that too. I mean, I thought we'd get some kind of fisticuffs, but we did not. But look, I really like the fact that we turned Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits backface, because it works so much better, and they now have a heel group to war with. You can't get mad at that. It's not going to get that aura down, because it was kind of just there. Only went about 3 minutes, did the job. This is when Pretty Deadly won the evening, though, because they found Paul Heyman. They're like, listen, Paulie, we'll be up for joining the Bloodline. I mean, look at us, we're great. Paul facepalmed, though. He's like, listen, Elton Prince and Kit Wilson, I only need one of you, and don't forget you would be facing LA Knight, Randy Orton, and AJ Styles. They're like, was it tonight? We didn't know this. We're really busy. Ever, they are just wonderful idiots, and I love them. We then got another one of these videos telling you why Carmelo Hayes is so great, and I tell you, they do a really good job when it was back to the Bloodline. Because Paul had the worst plan ever, and he went and found Bobby Lashley and asked him to help out the Bloodline. I was like, Heyman, for goodness sake, there's more chance of me winning Hair of the Year. Of course, Lashley told him to go away, and the only reason he's ever going to be back in the ring with the Bloodline again is to take on Roman Reigns. We should probably do that match again. Didn't he get screwed? Of course he did. Everybody does. When? Well, things kind of went bad. For it was Austin Theory versus Carmelo Hayes, and look, for a good old chunk of time, they were having a very good match, and they accidentally made a mistake. Because Lady Luck was not smiling on WWE for the second week in a row, because when they went for an avalanche Spanish fly, or a top rope Spanish fly, they both landed right on their heads, and Austin Theory especially, because grief, it was terrifying. Much like on Raw recently, though, the referee checked on them instantly. He realized they were not okay. He held up the dreaded X sign and just said, this match is done. Good. Do you think we do use 2024 to make this a regular thing? It is just going to help everyone, because I just think health and happiness is so much more important than finishing a match. I mean, we don't want anyone getting properly hurt just because, oh man, we have to work through it. Now, thankfully, it does sound like they're both going to be okay, but that's probably because we took the correct precautions. So now we can just draw a line under it and move on, although I am going to give it an up, which is kind of silly for things like this. But I think it's such a better way to approach wrestling. I want to support it in whatever goofy way I can. Make this a thing for life. When Paul Heyman finally revealed that he is a liar, sorry Solo, sorry Jimmy, I wasn't able to find anyone. Instead they came up with a new plan, which probably should have been their original plan, because as soon as Randy Orton made his way to the ring, he got jumped by the Bloodline and they beat the crap out of him. So sorry pal, you're not going to be able to win the match. I didn't really bother AJ Styles and LA Knight to begin with, because they used the official move in 2024, the chop to take advantage. But then these two couldn't really get on with each other, because of course they are going to face the Royal Rumble, and also you had LA going, how dare you be called AJ, and you had AJ going tonight, well how dare you be called LA. It also meant when Solo Sikoa got into this, he was choking AJ Styles with the ropes. Wait a minute, that's attempted murder? Why is this okay? The Bloodline really did kick their asses for a long time too, although at one point we were getting woo punches, which is when Jimmy Uso and AJ Styles came together with a crossbody. And God Christ, describe this as equivalent to a car crash. I was like, is it Corey? Is it? I don't think it is. Now, it didn't work really well because it meant both guys were down. And once again, you ain't going to believe this. Randy Orton must have told the medical team in the back, I am good to go. And he came to the ring and he made a tag. Who saw it coming? So somebody backstage absolutely must have given him a Phoenix down. He just went through all of his hits. He did the snap slams, he did the draping DDT. When he looked at Jim Poe and said, sorry pal, he gave him the RKO, 1, 2, 3. I mean, it took him about 30 seconds. What a superhero. The Bloodline did try to attack after this, which was super dumb because clearly the numbers game was against them, so they can't do wrestling maths. But here's what happened. Jimmy got taken out again. Solo Sikoa got hit with every single finishing move. When the three good guys did the triple power bomb through Alan the announce table. Now, one, as an insult to Roman Reigns, because of course the Shield used to do it, and two, it's almost like eventually Solo's going to be like, if you were around, Reigns, I wouldn't keep having my ass beaten, so now I hate you and I'm going to turn. Now, I will say this main event did feel a little bit like we were holding fire, because of course the Royal Rumble is still a couple of weeks away, but it was fun, it was entertaining, every single person in that building had a good time. You can't get mad at that. It's the point of wrestling. Which means we find ourselves in a very precarious position, because once again it is all ups and no downs. But what would I give a down to? Like, even the things that weren't all that great, like the Bobby Lashley stuff, it still got us to next week. It wasn't bad, so I shall remain a positive Pete for life. Give it an up. Now, of course, please do click the video on the screen, which is ups and downs for AEW Dynamite. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Leave a comment to say, Simon, this was such a smart and great way to start Dynamite, and also this episode of Homecoming was in Daily's place. And after everything that happened back in 2020, it always makes it feel very special. Also, hello my friends, and welcome to Ups and Downs, the show where I, Simon Miller, sometimes wear things on my head. I take the finger of power, I give the good bits up and the bad bits are down, and I implore you to get in the comments and tell me how wrong I am, because that's what the 2024 world is all about. Dig my grave right now with Morbid. Let's go. Here is the deal, though. Throughout the Continental Classic, Claudio Castagnoli came across like an absolute beast. Now, maybe if you look at his booking before this, he kind of lost a lot of matches, so he used this tournament to rest himself back up again. So here, when he was taking on Hangman Adam Page, it was basically like a pay-per-view match. It had a bunch of jeopardy, and whoever was going to win was going to feel like a big deal. Slap, bam, wobble-a-doo. So, of course, this was a big return for the Cowboy, and he did get the victory. Now it looks like he's on his way back to the top of the card. I do think that's what's called good storytelling. They just went crazy as soon as the bell went ding-ding too, and it certainly does look like Hangman Adam Page is growing a moustache. Or a porn-tash, as people kept messaging me, and they tied that into like you, Simon, because you're Johnny Sins. It's been 8 years, why don't you let it go? Claudio had wrecked Adam so badly though, he quite literally stood on him at one point to show his dominance, and even when Page tried to fight back, well, it didn't work. Castagnoli grabbed him by his hair, went into the big swing, and applied the sharpshooter. This was really smart by Claudio, because of course, he doesn't know how that feels. He's part of the Bull Brotherhood. Reveal. Page did wiggle out of this though, where he hit a DVD as the strike started again. But this is when Adam went on the outside, and he went back to his old ways, because he grabbed a fan's drink, and he drank it. He probably shouldn't have done that though, because Claudio had taken a med pack, and he just hurled him into the floor. I was like, man, that looked nasty. Page then started spamming buckshot lariats, but he couldn't do that because Claudio was ready with the Sagat uppercut. And once again, when Adam dove at him, Claudio caught him and just hurled him into space. I mean, this dude isn't human. He didn't let himself down in the sense he then tried for this again, but Page knew what to do, so he was able to bust out the moonsault when we just got in to the best game of wrestling tennis ever. It was you go, I go, we all go, hey, hey. It led to all the 1-2 oohs, so we got the Rainmaker and the Deadeye, but when Page went from a springboard, oh my word, he got slammed with that damn uppercut. You can just see Claudio has been studying with the Masters of the Street Fighter tournament. Castagnoli thought he could finish it though with an avalanche from Cola Bomb, but he was totally wrong because Page was able to turn that into a Hurricane Rana, where he hit 2 buckshot lariats, that's right, not 1 but 2, and he got the 1, 2, 3. And seriously, if you have 15 minutes today, which you probably do, you should go and watch this. You could have put it on a pay-per-view and nobody would have minded. I am giving it an up. Then got this video featuring the late great Brody Lee, and I tell you man, equal parts lovely, equal parts really sad. It also ties into a couple of Brody Lee celebration matches we are going to do on this evening, and it was just a good reminder. Let's not sweat the small stuff, let's stop yelling at each other, let's just enjoy professional wrestling as much as we can, because that's why it exists. Always remember that Brody is flipping to give up. We went right into number one of these two because it was Preston Barnes, Adam Copeland, Dustin Rhodes, and Orange Cassidy taking on the Gates of Agony, Lance Archer and Brian Cage. Honestly, if somebody had knocked on my door and said, would you like a fun package? First I'd been like, that sounds really dodgy, but then if they showed me this match, I would have totally understood. For some reason, Orange Cassidy's big plan was to try and choke slam Brian Cage, and that didn't work, although he actually did have a plan B, because he busted out the Stun Dog Millionaire. This is when Bishop Khan tagged in, though, and he basically cast distraction, because Tony Leona was here, and he just pounced Orange halfway across the ring. Like, man, he must be an Apple guy. Middle International Champion was in trouble, and he even got one-arm suplex by Cage. And it got even worse for him because Lance Archer then tagged in. And guess what he did? That's right, he tried to rip apart Peter Pro. Jose, the assistant who had come out with Preston Barnes 2, basically tried to trick Lance Archer here. It was a terrible idea. Because Jake Roberts went over and thumped in the face. Basically what we did is we built and built and built until Preston did get the hot tag. You know. He did run wild for a bit before the tag klaxon went off. Everybody was just throwing some bones. This was kind of impossible to keep up with. That just made it twice as entertaining. Cage was able to get the F5 onto Rhodes, then when he tried to do to Adam Copeland, he turned that into a DDT when the owner was here and he hit a gutbuster. I was like, oh man, that's no food for Edge. Everybody else then hit their moves as I kind of went all wibbly-jibbly because it was so nuts. And I think this happened to the bad guys too because there was some miscommunication and they basically all smashed into each other. Whoops. Adam had been watching all of this too, so he speared Cage when Preston was here and he hit the discus lariat onto Khan where he got the 1-2-3. And honestly, if you want to feel warm and fuzzy in your tum-tum today, this is also something you should totally check out. And as always, let's make sure we keep the memory of Brody Lee alive. That is so damn important. It is absolutely getting it up. When we just had the best backstage interview. Johnny Paquette was talking to Bullet Club Gold, where essentially the Guns thought that Jay White was from the UK. Renee was like, you do know he's from New Zealand? And like a dad, Jay was like, you know what, let's just go with it. I can't be bothered. And this was mostly done to continue to tease what could happen in the future, because the Acclaim walked in, and once again they were like, have you seen the Undisputed Kingdom? If we want to win all the gold, we must come together and form a supergroup. They even have a name now, which is the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, which I do need in my life. And this time, Jay White and Colton Gunn kind of seem interested, whereas Austin, I don't think he cares. I'm intrigued about all of this, and surely it goes badly for them as the Kingdom do run wild. But as we do need to tread on water a little bit until Adam Cole and MJF are ready to go, yeah, this works for me, and if nothing else, I am interested. That's why I watch TV. I just need to go, oh, what's going to happen? So I don't make that noise. This is when Samoa Joe was out next. And I tell you, this guy, he is a modern-day GOAT. It's also part of this wonderful wrestling thing that does happen when you do have some tenure. Because Samoa Joe has been absolutely killing it for basically 20 years. So now that he is the world champion, everybody looks at him and just thinks that you're the best thing ever, and he is. Like, I mean it. He also now feels like a mega boss, and all the fans started to go, you deserved it. He was like, shut up, man. I earned this. I'm the best thing ever, and I'll slap all your teeth in. Or something like that. He also laid out the new rules for the championship protocol. This was so good, because no longer can you bitch and whine on the internet or come to the ring and go, oh, what a championship shot. You have to go to the championship committee. You have to show them your win-loss record, and if you deserve it, sure, you can get a shot at the champ, but you know what's going to happen? He will break you in front of all these people that used to cheer. Once again, I was like, Samoa Joe, I love you. The whole time as well, deep down in my Tootsie Toes, I was going to be interrupted by Swerve, when Strickland's music did hit. I was like, that's great. He also tied all of this in because he told Samoa, listen, this is exactly what I did with Hangman Adam Page. It was nothing personal there, but I wanted to take his spot, and I took his spot, so guess whose spot I'm now going to take? You haven't worked out? It's yours. Swerve then got right in Joe's face. Once again, I was saying, bring out Hangman Adam Page, bring out Hangman Adam Page, and it worked again. So later, I'm going to play the lottery. The Cowboy locked eyes with Swerve Strickland the entire time too, which was really cool, as he went through his 2023. Like, he defeated John Moxley, he reunited with the Elite, and he had a pretty good time. There's one thing he did forget. AEW World Heavyweight title. Prince Nana and the Mogul Embassy then had to calm Swerve Strickland down as Hangman also got in Samoa Joe's face. Now it's a bit like, man, hope these two went to the championship committee, otherwise they're wasting their time. It's so good though because I want all of them to win, and I always enjoy multiple people wanting the world title because that makes all the sense. When AEW escalated this further, because after these two had failed, to also confront the champion, at this point I was like, man, I bet my mum comes out too. I don't think her win-loss record is very good. He's a man of few words as well. He also got in Joe's grill, where he just pointed at the title and said 1 week. So that's right. In 7 days, we are doing Hook versus Samoa Joe. And if you're one of these people like, man, I don't want to see this, you're allowed to think that, but I also think you're nuts. There is so much wrestling on TV. I need madness like this. Just plug me in. I'm ready to go. I mean, maybe he did get confused. He thought the championship was a calendar, which is why he said 7 days, and he wants to go to the supermarket or something. But you can't argue this. From a logic perspective, Hook does have a great win-loss record, so by the new rules, he absolutely should get a shot. So it is a total up, and this is just AEW reminding you of those mandatory letters, SUN, that is the point of sports entertainment. I was so jazzed after this, I almost went and played the piano. Renee was also back after this. Once again, I was excited because she was with Tony Storm, Mariah May, and Luther. She also wanted to know what Tony's thoughts were about last week when Mariah popped in and said, were you able to see my debut? And Storm was like, well, somebody did send me a screener, but I didn't watch it. The cat then clarified she actually meant the debut of Gianna Parazzo, which is when Tony Storm was like, wait a minute, Wendy Richter is here? I just love his character so much. For some reason, she then gave Mariah May a chocolate. I had no idea what was going on. But when she went to do her catchphrase, she forgot her last line. And when Mariah reminded her, she turned around, she was like, that's my line, you've now broken the scene. So this really is great stuff because it blends comedy, but it also shows the direction we are heading in. So I'm giving it up. I just think it's totally fantastic. We then started to build Battle for the Belts after this. I am kind of interested by that show, because I think given that we do have another one of these, some titles are going to change hands. Comes to the AEW tag belts, well, I don't think it's going to be those. Because it was Sammy Guevara versus Ricky Starks, and of course they had a great match. Although I will say, maybe, just maybe, it felt like they were holding back just a little bit, but that does make sense. They got to do it again with their partners in like 3 days. Sammy was able to score with the moonsault to the floor when Starks came back with a flipping Angel's wing on the ring apron. That's the hardest part of the ring. And let's face it, it's got to be harder than this, right? Oh, I was wrong. Everybody was then hitting the D-pad and everybody kept talking when Ricky went for a TKO. But actually, Guevara was able to reverse that and he hit him with a kick. It was super. He then thought another moonsault was a good idea, but as we have learned, wrestlers will adapt to this, which is when Ricky Starks was able to hit the set-out powerbomb and he got a 1-2. Ooh, that's when I knew he was cooked. Because it was the classic finish where Starks went for the spear, but instead he took another super kick. When instead of pinning him, Guevara just hit the most devastating move in all sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up, and he got the 1-2-3. I will admit, just a little bit weird. Ricky also pretended he was going to shake Sammy's hand after this, but of course Big Bill arrived and they absolutely whooped Guevara. When Judas played, out came Chris Jericho with Floyd the baseball bat, and he made the save. And yes, look, we did continue to play the theme song throughout all of this, but as we said last time, as I stand here on this day, we have absolutely no idea what has happened and what hasn't happened. So I just think we have to wait and see out of respect for everybody involved. Last time this story came up, it changed the very next day, and more importantly, let's just hope the relevant people are okay. I thought this was alright though, although clearly the removal of Kenny Omega has affected things. So when it comes to the match, I am going to give it up. For everything else, well, I think it's got to get it down. It's just the overall hoopla that isn't working for me, but that's nobody's fault because again, AEW has to pivot. Sometimes if it doesn't work, again, it wasn't the OG plan, that's why it's down. When we got to Party Match Part 2 in honor of Brody Lee, once again, it was just fantastic. This time it was Anna Jay, Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale and Thunder Rosa taking on Ruby Soho, Ryan Sky Blue and Julia Hart, who got the big win. Another one of Brody Lee's proteges. Sometimes it can be oh so simple. It was also great to see Thunder Rosa back because she had a... So had this amazing bit where somebody in the crowd had a sign that said, "Let Stoke manage you stacked." Chris Statlander saw this and she moved a piece of paper Bradley Hathaway was behind it, grinning like a Cheshire cat when Chris moved the sign back up in front of his face. Goofy wrestling for life. Jay kicked this off as well by smacking Ruby right in the skull when all the baby faces got their licks in. Sadly for Thunder Rosa, she didn't see Julia Hart blind tag. She got murked from behind. She was able to hit a slap to Willow, who also ran wild. But this is when Harley Cameron, who had come out with Saraya, cast a distraction by getting out a knife and threatening to kill people. Now, if she didn't do that, but given what happened a couple of weeks ago, you probably bought it. It really was just enjoyable stuff, though, until it was Chris Statlander who got the warmest of all the slaps. He ran wild for a while. He just kicked everybody's ass. Really has become a very good wrestler. They essentially did what we did earlier because the tag clank half went off and it was you go, we all go, come on now, we need to go. When we were left with Julia Hart versus Anna Jay, that's when things got spooky wooky, obviously. Now Anna got the best of this at first, but she didn't realise that Sky had also tagged in. There wasn't a problem at all, because Blue ran at her, she got hit in the face, she went into the Queen Slayer, who got the tap-out victory? It was Anna Jay. So this works for me, and it was yet another reminder about how great wrestling can be. Giving it an up. Round of applause all round. We just had the best call-out after this too, because Wheeler Yuta wants Eddie Kingston. And why? Because Wheeler doesn't like the fact that Edward called him a bitch. I was like, yeah, I get it. I don't want to be called a bitch either. But then kind of redid what we did in the opening match with Hangman Adam Page. It's also time to heat up Roderick Strong. Now look, Brian Keane is not at the level of a Claudio Castagnoli, but I tell you what he is good at, maximizing his minutes. Because this match didn't go long at all, but any single time he did have some offense, well, he just proved to everyone, I've got some talent, and I'm going to shine. He was able to smash Roddy with a boot to begin this, when he got backbreakers into the ring apron. I'm not doing a super skit again. I still hurt. He just wouldn't let this lie though, and he was able to reverse a superplex into the Diamond Dust. And just as he was going to win with a Tiger Driver, all went really, really bad. Because I think Roderick started to worry about his neck once again when he was able to hit the big knee and the end of heartache, and he got the 1, 2, 3. So he too now is on a roll. He's going to win, and he got it. Apparently, go sir. This is how you do a fast match though and keep everybody in mind. When Adam Cole and his boys were here, and he reminded everyone, look at us, we're the best, and you will suck. No one will actually care what the fans think either, because look what we have here. Roderick Strong, a guy who's been underappreciated for years and deserves a shot at the international title, and Mike Bennett and Matt Taven, who are one of the best tag teams ever. They're going to show you. He also mentioned Wardlow, who now finally feels at home because he's surrounded by people that do respect him. My only sad point with this is I love it. Adam Cole is on. Do you know the real reason Roderick Strong wants to fight for that championship? He doesn't like fruit. When the time is right too, they are going to go after the world championship. What a lovely family we do have here when they promise everyone they're going to be around for a long time. So all this works for me, and I do admit we are kind of moving in slow motion here, because again we need people to get back to full fitness. But if you want to talk about patience, let me present Exhibit A, the bloodline. Sometimes that will pay off, and then some. I'm giving it up. Renee really was then earning a paycheck. The bloodline. You and Diona Perazzo. Diona is super happy too after last week, and she doesn't even care if Toni Storm doesn't know who she is, because she's going to have her debut match soon. Then she will send Toni a screener. That's a good line. That's also going to happen on Clip, who is facing Red Velvet, who very handily walked in here. And obviously Diona will win that match. Let's make sure we do something with Red too. Both of these guys. Did indeed. Unbelievably crazy. Because he wants to catch that powerhouse on Sting and Darby Allin. And because it was a tornado tag, almost instantly they were basically fighting in the crowd. Sting didn't care either, because at one point he grabbed William and he put on his spotlight structure when he just pushed him into a bunch of trash cans. I mean, why wouldn't you? Darby is always there to try and one-up people too, though, so he went for a coffin drop when Takeshita caught him, German suplexed him onto the damn floor. Darby Allin, man. I don't even know what you say about it. He's totally insane, but he's a very compelling wrestler. Takeshita then revealed a table that I think had Sting's eyes painted on it. That's like, that's what you do with your spare time? You're a couple of weird dudes. I totally forgot about it instantly though, because this actually happened. Because Hobbs and Takeshita grabbed Darby Allin by either side of him, and they kind of swung him like he was some kind of rope when they went 3, 2, 1, and they lobbed him across the ring. And seriously, he flew so far, he basically hit near the turnbuckle. You got to see it to believe it. It was crazy. I think they got whacked by Takeshita when, for no reason, Ric Flair decided to get involved, and he poked Hobbs right in the eyes. I was like, man, you have no faith in your friend whatsoever. The first time he was in trouble, you tried to help, for goodness sake. I really was then actually freaking out because Takeshita took 65-year-old Sting and threw him into the entranceway when he tried to knee Darby in the face. Allin moved, and Takeshita just rammed into Barry Barricade. And I was like, well, you know what? It serves you right. It also allowed Allin to basically go to the moon and do this coffin drop. Like, he was so high, how is he able to do this without hurting himself? It's 2 + 2 = potato. It doesn't make any sense. His dad then wanted to escalate it even further, because I kid you not, they were up on this rampway, and he grabbed Powerhouse Will Hobbs, and Sting did a scorpion death drop all the way from up there through that damn table with his eyes on it. Now, I did freak out a little bit after this, because I think Sting was genuinely hurt. Right now, I just hope he's okay. This is mostly because he is my hero, and let's not forget Sting just pinned Powerhouse Will Hobbs, which is quite something. When Tony Schiavone got in there to interview him and say, oh, AEW Revolution is soon, who's going to be your opponent? Well, I think we haven't found out. Because all the people, the young ones, made their grand return, and they came out from the ring, and they have gone through quite a transformation. They now have the best French spotted mustaches you've ever seen. We didn't take anything but Excalibur certainly started to see. He was like, oh my gosh, are the mature bucks giving it a challenge Darby and Sting. I believe it does. This sounds great to me, though, because I can only assume that Sting is going to use his retirement power to take Matt and Nick Jackson and throw them up to the top of the card where they deserve to be. And I just want to say, AEW shows are better when the Young Bucks are on. So it is enough for me, as for this entire Dynamite. This is such a well put together show. It kind of feels like they have a bee in their bonnet at the moment. They come out 2024 absolutely firing. That is just for all playing. This is especially wrestling and totally rock. So now, of course, please do click the video on the screen with the ups and downs to NXT. Leave a comment below and let me know how wrong I am about all of this and your ups and downs counters. Like the video, share it, and subscribe. Just make sure you go out there and smile today. This day is never going to happen again. Don't know. Bye.
In the wrestling world today, and you'll never see a bigger star in the wrestling business than Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Can you tap that, JR? Can you say it wrong?
The Rock agrees with you. Let the Rock ask you something. Do you actually think that it was the people that drove you out of the WWE?
It don't matter what you think.
But you know what happened?
Reloading!
It was year after year after year.
After year.
Vitamins, t-shirt off, running wild over everyone. Who are you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild over you?
All you gotta do when you walk away, you gotta walk on you.
They ran all right, they ran right before them. That took one big Hulk and slap every time you open the mouth. You are, without a shadow of a doubt, a legend. You are, without a shadow of a doubt, an icon. Quite possibly. WrestleMania. The Hulk Hogan, The Rock said, how do you feel about one more WrestleMania with The Rock? Oh my God! He's coming to WrestleMania! Yes! Hogan, The Rock now. This is a moment. What you gonna say? You're a fire makes you in my team. What makes you think you're even close to being a bigger star as I am? What makes you... Yes or no? Let the rock paint a picture for you. The fantasy matchup. No one would have ever thought it existed. The fantasy matchup that transcends this industry. The fantasy matchup that will determine who will go down in history as being the absolute best ever.
Once the egg is being great match. Hogan seems to be hesitating.
Maybe it's not up to the rock to decide. Maybe, just maybe, it's up to the people. At WrestleMania, do you people want to see the immortal Hulk Hogan go one-on-one with the Great One?
A resounding yes here in Chicago.
Yes. You know what? They are right. It'll be a pleasure to kick your ass at WrestleMania. So I say, let's do it.
You wanted it so bad? I think the deal is sealed. The Rock made the challenge. Hogan has accepted.
By the way, Ron, good luck. You're gonna need it.
Are you struggling to defeat a Mega Abomination? Well, this video is going to show you the top 10 best ways, in my opinion, to the Mega Abomination, whether you're running as a solo or co-op player. At the number 10 spot, this method I'm going to show you is probably the most popular way that you would see randoms use to try to take out a Mega Abomination, and that is basically spray and pray. It's surprising to see from a lot of players that I've encountered, but usually for those who aren't too familiar or comfortable being in Tier 3, they will empty out every last bullet they have in their gun and not realizing they're out of bullets. Not saying they're wasting ammo, it's just that it's not very effective, but eventually it will still get you the kill. At the number 9 spot, this method will probably take the longest time. What you have to do here is basically try to lure a Mega Abomination out of Tier 3 and slowly bring it to Tier 1. This method, I would say, is kind of tedious because you're going to have a lot of zombies around you on your journey to Tier 1. The only reason why you should even consider doing this method is if you're playing with a friend and he's just too scary cat to go into Tier 3, but yet he wants to kill a Meg, or if he needs to complete the mission that requires to kill one. Because once the Meg is in Tier 1, it will have a lot less health and you're not going to have to deal with aggressive zombies. At the number 8 spot, this method is going to be a little tricky, and surprisingly, it's also a requirement to obtain one of the calling cards in zombies. Once Once the abomination fires out its beam, you're going to try to go close to it and throw a frag grenade right inside of his mouth. You don't have to be dead on accurate, but once you throw it, it will stick inside and it will blow up one of his face guaranteed. And yes, that really only did 1% damage, but once you throw it, it will stick inside and it will blow up one of his face. Surprisingly, it's also a requirement to obtain one of the calling cards in Zombie. Once the abomination fires out its beam, you're going to try to go close to it and throw a frag grenade right inside of his mouth. You don't have to be dead on accurate, but once you throw it, it will stick inside and it will blow up one of his face guaranteed. And yes, that really only did 1% damage, but don't be frightened. Do the same for its second mouth. A good idea here will be to throw extra frag grenades in your backpack, because I forgot to do that and I had to go restock in the middle of the fight. Then lastly, do the same for its third mouth, and it doesn't matter how much health he has. Once all 3 of his head is destroyed, he will instantly die. At the number 7 spot, this method you're going to love and have a lot of fun. You're going to need to spawn in with the cross, pull the mag, and get swept and activate with legendary rare. This guy can do quite a decent amount of damage, something just like spamming. Having tons of ammo, so you would still need to try to hit up in your mouth because you major damage. However, if you are fighting the abomination with a nearby ammo crate, then it'll be fine to keep spamming. If you are in the squad, however, and every player has a weapon set up, it will absolutely destroy the abomination. That's enough.
Reloading!
To be over at the end of the ledge, so that's getting the rest of the abomination device. At the number 5 spot, I actually got connected from my viewers, and it's basically to use the combat knife propaganda thing about it. Make sure you have your decoy or decryption to distract the zombies while you go up and combat slash mag. I'm not sure if this weapon is just kind of inconsistent or I have to stab at a specific spot, but my first hand stab, as you guys can see, it did a decent amount of damage, but my final shot here was absolutely mind-blowing as I dealt like 40% of the health. Overall, I think it's crazy to think that a melee weapon has this much potential in taking out elites. I do think that having the combat knife as a secondary is more recommendable for situations like these. Here is just a bonus clip that I want to show you. This happened during my recording where 3 players died and plead for help at the same time in Tier 3 right at the pack punch machine. At the number 4 spot, this method is specific spot, but my first hand stab, as you guys can see, it did a decent amount of damage, but my final shot here was absolutely mind-blowing as I dealt like 40% of his health. Overall, I think it's crazy to think that a melee weapon has this much potential in taking out elites. I do think that having the combat knife as a secondary is more recommendable for situations like these. Here is just a bonus clip that I want to show you. This happened during my recording where 3 players died and plead for help at the same time in Tier 3 right at the pack punch machine. At the number 4 spot, this method is pretty straightforward and works extremely well. You just have to recognize Tier 3 buy stations or get lucky from loot or rewards. It does take a good 10 seconds for the care package to drop, so do plan ahead. Once you're suited up, focus all your damage power at the abomination because it isn't guaranteed you will get the kill in time because there is a time limit while using this. The only downside to this method is usually when you do kill the abomination, your suit is basically about to run out, but right when you're getting out of it, a lot of the time you're going to be surrounded by zombies and that will get you killed, so you have to be extremely careful when you're about to finish this. At the number 3 spot, now this method not everyone's going to be able to do because you're going to need the VR11, which is the new weapon introduced in Season 1. You can get this weapon either by farming the regular sigil or elder sigil, you can get them from rewards, and there's also keys in the dark ether world that grant you wonder weapon cases. You can also get these from beating the red worm bosses. That's how I got mine. I'm not sure if you can actually get this weapon just by farming Tier 3 contracts. You guys can maybe let me know if you guys have. I will let you know. But get this weapon to pack 3 and it will break the abomination. Just one bullet in his mouth and he will quit. The VR11 also has an amazing mobility and I think it's actually the fastest weapon to sprint with. You can also just shoot him normally and it will still do a remarkable amount of damage. Only downfall is we need double tap because this gun shoots just way too slow. At the number 2 spot, I don't think a lot of people know about this method just yet, but for the pro players out there, most are going to be running around with a scorcher, and if you happen to have one, you can simply force the abomination to open its mouth by semi-launch yourself in the air. Just a tiny launch is fine. The way I did it in this video was already too much. Have a strong weapon with you. I use the TYRs because they, in my opinion, are the deadliest weapon against elites. And once you break his first head, just launch again with the scorcher and he will instantly shoot out his beam. lastly, do the same for the third mount, and literally that only took 30 seconds from my first shot to kill him. If you happen to not have a Scorcher, just use the TYRs to take him out. It's more than enough, but it'll just take a little longer. And for the number 1 spot, I'm sure many of players would have already known this method, but first of all, locate and clear an infested stronghold or an Ethernet and try to look for a turret circuit. Doesn't matter if it has an amplifier or not, you just need one. Next, simply head over to locate an abomination and try your best to lure it close to the turret. Once you insert the circuit, it will literally aim on every living thing in that area. This turret is literally on steroids. It will absolutely melt the abomination. I don't think this turret can get destroyed by zombies, and it does not know the turret. Now in your game, you may not have a turret right next to an abomination, and these spawns are completely random, so this isn't guaranteed to work every time. Depending on your situation, you can't stick back to the number 2 method because that's what happens.
Anybody but their damn selves! He's trying to raise up his mind but ain't nobody I'm gonna let the smackdown onto the triple ass NWO style! My God, heaven! What they have done to another human being! Yeah, they know what they've done. They just saw what they've done. My God. They just saw what they saw what they saw the result. The small bitches are running. They're running like the help of the rock. Back up, back down for the National Center in Watford. And King, I cannot believe that Mr. McMahon is just calling for community service and an apology and punishment for these 3 things. Now, wait a minute, Michael, listen. They deserve jail time. Well, that's going to be up to the district attorney of Cook County. Community service is pretty tough, you know. I mean, they got to come out here and publicly apologize. You know, they're not going to enjoy that. Hollywood Hogan, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and whether they apologize or not, it doesn't change the fact that these disgusting animals wanted not only to end the Rock's career, but it's only so word the NWO wanted to cripple Rock on Broadway. I got you. I can't wait to hear what they're going to say. Gotta say, Zach, right?
I would like to take this opportunity to apologize to viewers of the television program Raw.
This is a prepared statement. At least say it was a feeling.
For those of you who are my heartfelt apology and understand that no one realizes more than we do that our actions on Monday were heinous and inexcusable.
They're reading from a prepared statement. They don't even mean that.
Our I would like to take this time to wish The Rock a speedy recovery. Hope that he will be at 100% for WrestleMania. Please don't confuse the fact that this statement was cleared by Vince McMahon's attorneys with the fact that as human beings, we are deeply disappointed in ourselves for our actions today were unconscious. And just for the record, we are not apologizing tonight because Vince McMahon told us we have to. We are apologizing tonight from our hearts because we know what we did. I'm sorry.
Sick.
I would like to thank the District Attorney's Office for their acceptance of Mr. McMahon's attorney's suggestion that a lesser charge be filed, even though The Rock assaulted me first. I would like to thank Mr. McMahon's attorneys for arranging the community service we will perform in light of our actions. And most of all, I'd like to thank understanding. And on a personal note, Rock, I ask for forgiveness. For Rock, I have forgiven you for because I am truly sorry.
Shut the fuck all of them.
WrestleMania.
Are they gonna get away with this? Has Mr. McMahon and his party just with the punch on the wrist here? All they gotta do is community service. You know what everyone would have been promising. Wait a minute!
Motherfucker.
Well, I can tell you this. The Rock's injuries are a lot more severe than the official injury report released by the WWF. I've heard that. And maybe I did get a little carried away last week. But I can tell you this, Rock.
Fuckers. Stupid motherfuckers.
I have it on good authority that The Rock is going to be here tonight.
Is that right there? Haven't heard that.
And when he gets here, we're going face to face, brother. Oh, but don't worry, Rock. I'm not gonna
finish you off.
Started that rocket, champ.
I'm not gonna lay the smack down on you. I'm gonna wait to kick your candy ass until WrestleMania. Because that way, Rock, with your fans watching and the millions and millions of Rock fans watching, there'll be nothing you can do. Because at WrestleMania, what you gonna do, brother, when Hulkamania runs wild on you?
I can't believe that. The audacity of that man. Less than 3 weeks, King, at WrestleMania. Less than 3 weeks. Quiet, KR.
Hey, excuse me!
Listen to this guy.
You are looking at 3 of the biggest stars in the history of wrestling.
Do people not realize that?
The NWO expects to be treated like it.
You know, people are wondering if you're gonna show up, and I'd have to say, you're looking good.
Yo, Nano, pulling. Cuma we run up a bombok like mo takwa bom. One bombok na bom na be pussy.
Al mijn spullen weg, man. Fucking wapen ook weg, man. Wat water pakken.
We have one down, one shot. You okay? I don't know. I shot twice. I shot twice too. Joe, here, move back. I got him. Joe, you good?
Alright, so. Watch your hand, Kyle.
Okay, I got you. No, he's down. He's down. Cuff him.
Alright.
Get your hands up now! Hands up! Watch Kyle, watch Kyle. Hands up! Get your hands up! Watch it! Being shot fired. 216. We have one down, one shot. You okay, Joe? You okay? I don't know. I shot twice. Okay. I shot. I don't want to get run over again, man.
Come to find out, in this particular case was actually wanted for murder and was also in a stolen car. He did not make it. He took the stolen car temperature challenge. Thankfully, the officer who got stuck inside the door frame there was not badly injured. No one else was harmed in this. Download the Apps Unlimited app for all the content you love from active self-protection and more. No interference from YouTube. No ads, no intakes, exclusive videos, seminars, classes, and more. On iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, and Android TV. Hit the link in the description and download Apps Unlimited from your App Store today. Like I think here at the beginning, we got so most sort of low-key, slow arousal approach to things, it tends to work better. You can always raise your arousal level, you can always raise the temperature if you need to. But you're doing a great job of staying calm, staying very inclusive, shouting, repeating himself over and over again. Fantastic. What I would do, I think I would prefer that an officer, one of the cruisers, very quickly get up, pin this car in place before this whole thing starts, and get out and skedaddle out of the way. So this guy can't get enough momentum to do what he ends up doing. If you saw the video previously, he's running a bunch of cars. You're having room on the car, you can't get the momentum that you need to do that. So check it out. The officer's watching this. Maybe leaving something creep up real fast. I also didn't love him asking for guns. Again, I don't want you to grab a gun. You got any guns? Oh yeah, sure, I got one right here. Terrible thing there. Also, this officer standing right there. So when the guy decides he's going to run, obviously they have the whole place blocked off. But as soon as he starts to move that car and back into the really I've been right next to the car down the corner. Right next to a car who has no hope, by the way, of getting away. There's 30 cars behind him, 20 cars ahead of him, 60 down the ground. They have nowhere to go. They still think somehow they're going to ram their way out. Right up close to the sound of the engine, everything crashing into each other, and just trying to stay clear. These guys are fantastic. The officer who's back to the locker, the people saying, don't shoot him, don't shoot him. We don't need to shoot him. You can tell, that you're obviously shoot me again. The officer is probably considering having to shoot. I would say you bust open the window, unlock the door, open the door, and that's the place stuck between the door and the car when the guy backs up. Now, it's an honest mistake. I don't think it was, it's certainly not an egregious one. That car is completely very dangerous, very dangerous. Yeah, I want to... If you are dealing with someone trying to ram their way out of a situation with a car, you need to be far away from the car. Don't try to open the door. I'm sure this officer probably thought, well, I have a moment here, I have a temporary pause, and I have time to reach in and grab the guy. And this is very easy. You might think, well, maybe I'm not going to get into that open door because it was a tough spot, and I ended up getting injured, and could have been. We kind of precipitated the shooting by me getting injured and being down like that. Yeah. So as we go to the secondary ones here, a couple of things here for a secondary officer. I get it that you're using your handheld light. The second your gun comes out, you got a light on your pistol, and all you're doing is eliminating your jump. Okay? So either drop that light or put it in your pocket, put it in your trouser pocket or something so you can get it later. You want to put your hands on the gun. Have an easy open dump pouch somewhere around your, 7 o'clock or 5 o'clock, somewhere right behind you, where you can drop anything into it, and it's fine for now. It'll do it for now. So if you pull a gun off of someone, and if you're not in a position to clear it and make it safe, it's too dangerous, you can drop it right in there. Same thing for stuff like flashes. If you don't have a dump pouch, I really would like to see you drop whatever in your hand. You're going to get the things out of your hand. They're going to prevent you from being the best shooter you can possibly be when you're defending your life and the lives of your partner. And listen, it's a chaotic situation. He's trying to hold on this guy. I want to pay attention to his backstop here, because if you look right behind where he is holding that gun, he has a fellow officer, and so his backstop here is pretty miserable. And so I can't tell exactly where he's pointing the gun because we don't have the eye level of the officer. But this is one of the reasons that low red is so not pointing guns at people who are not ready to shoot right this second, and you're being mindful of what's behind you. Tunnel vision's a real thing, so I'm not going to give him too hard of a time here. He's probably hyper-focused on the driver. When you're doing your training, consciously practice after you've done a few trigger presses on the range or during the sim guns or whatever. Consciously practice, run through your head, break tunnel vision, like I need to look around, I need to be aware of what's around me,
In this moment, it's better than average chance he didn't realize that that officer was even there. But if you're the other officers, it's also kind of on you as well to look around and make sure you're not just in one line of fire.
And listen, would have been catastrophic if he had to shoot here and
Negotiation progress.
Given the threat that they were facing, he's now trying to get the guy out of the car, and then he's going to end up getting stuff underneath him. So, okay, fine. Is he a deadly threat in this moment who needs to be shot? I think the answer to that is yes. And just remember, when you're shooting through that windshield is going to do goofy things to the ballistics of your rounds. And you should train shooting into a car and shooting out of it.
Yeah, if you're the FI for your agency, the senior firearms instructor, it would behoove you to go get some junk cars and bring them to your outdoor range and set them up and practice. Get a bunch of windshields, old windshields, whatever, and practice shooting out of. Rarely do they want to see officers shoot from their car to the windshield, right? That's a very, very or when it makes sense. The real windshield is something you're much more likely to do from the outside in. So it's really nice to do, if nothing else, do a demo and put some dummies in there or something and just show your students what the windshield does. It deforms the board in a weird way, it makes you go weird directions, different windshields are angled different, there's a million variables that you can account for. Put it in the mind of the people watching the demo, hey, you may or may not, you can have perfect aim, perfect trigger pull, perfect sight picture, and the bullet is not going to go where you're going.
And they tend to reflect towards the perpendicular. I think it's something third officer here. I'm going to say an interesting thing here that he was dual wielding with on tonight. I think it was an interesting choice because Tiger is pretty cool pocket right there. But maybe a little unorthodox.
Yeah, I think he's thinking of it. At the end of the day, John, I want to say this. These officers were very they had sort of a lead, probably a senior officer who had very calm and present, using stress to keep this under control. And he voted to recklessly endanger the lives of these officers. Unfortunately, he did not perform very well. He did a great job.
On today's Fast I don't know whether to call this GoPro show or a giveaway. Hi everyone, welcome. Getting better. It is our favorite former friend Mike, and he is with us remotely.
Today's video is from Buffalo, New York.
This will start with a traffic infraction here. These officers are investigating because the guy's got too dark a window tint or something. She's quite nice, but boy is it gonna get goofy.
Good. Pulling over because of the tints on the car. You got your license on you?
Help me, help me, help me. Help me, brother. Help me.
Move it here.
Help me, help me.
Cancel that.
Come on, man. Help me, nigga. Let's do it like fucking contact.
One second, okay? Mr. Bell, your registration has been suspended since February for insurance lapse. Did you have some sort of lapse, or did you switch insurance or anything? Okay. Yeah, your reg is suspended right now. It's not really a big deal. We're just gonna I gotta have you step out and we'll work with you from there, okay? You guys just coming down here to chill? Okay, alright, no big deal. You on what? Oh shit. Is it your leg? You got shot 2 weeks ago? Oh, in 2012? Oh, Jesus. Okay. I'll just have you step out slowly then, I guess? Are you able... Yeah, it's Knew that was fucking coming. Knew that was fucking coming. Fucking knew it. Knew that was fucking coming. So, here.
Get that guy checked up. We don't want to hang around.
What the fuck up?
Another new future feud for CM Punk was just teased. So we'll see what's going on there. We'll also see what's new with Jinder Mahal, Lola Vice, and more. Starting things off with Jinder Mahal and his recent resurgence to the main event scene in WWE.
Jinder Mahal shocked everyone on the face of the earth a few years back when he legitimately defeated Randy Orton to become WWE champion. No one saw it coming, and it was one of the most shocking WWE championship wins of all time. Jinder would go on to become the modern-day Maharaja and transform himself into a main event superstar in WWE. But after he dropped the WWE title, he did go through another rough patch of just being lost in the shuffle for a bit. And even most recently, we've seen WWE try to have him lead a faction and try other little things to get things going again, but nothing really worked. But what did work and did put Jinder back on the map in a big way was his recent Raw segment with The Rock. Jinder came out to the surprise return of a former WWE champion, and he would go on to spend the next few minutes after that delivering a very solid heel promo on the United States as a whole. And of course that promo was followed up by his interaction with The Rock. Well, fast forward 1 week later, and Jinder is once again being used in a major way. Jinder came out to confront Seth Rollins and exchange some words with him. And Seth Rollins, being the fighting champion that he is, agreed to give Jinder Mahal a shot at the WWE World Heavyweight title. And the two of them will meet in a title match on the January 15th edition of Raw. Some fans did question the logic behind Jinder Mahal getting a world title match so quickly without being around that much and without doing much for it. That's a conversation some fans were having. But who they didn't expect to jump in on the conversation was AEW president Tony Khan. Tony Khan complained that there was fan outrage when Hook, who has an incredible streak of big wins, wanted a world title match. But how there was no fan outrage when Jinder Mahal, who hasn't won a match in a long time, gets a world title match. Jinder Mahal responded to Tony Khan's tweet by questioning who even was Hook and how everyone should watch Monday Night Raw. Jinder would later go on to delete that tweet response, but while it was up, he already received over 20,000 likes. And then on WWE The Bump, Jinder Mahal provided some great context for his recent direction. He said that he was trying to lead younger new superstars in his faction, but when he saw CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Cody Rhodes getting all this attention on Raw, he thought it was time for him to take that spotlight back. Jinder even referenced the Twitter battle with Tony Khan, saying that he was trending all week, and somehow, someway, he's the talk of the town again, just like he was all those years ago when he first captured the WWE title. So it's definitely been a busy week for Jinder Mahal lately, and hopefully he keeps that momentum going after the title match with Seth Rollins. CM Punk also made his return to Raw on the January 8th edition of Raw to confront Drew McIntyre. After Drew was sending some subliminal shots at CM Punk, Punk thought it would probably be for the best for him to just come out and hear everything that Drew had to say right to his face. They exchanged some heavy verbal blows at each other. Both men insisted that they'll be the ones winning the Royal Rumble, and things ended pretty peacefully without them laying a hand on each other. So a lot of fans were wondering if this was the start of a feud between them, or what exactly was this moment all about? Well, it looks like the interaction definitely could have been a teaser setting up the foundation for a new feud more down the line. But for the time being, it looks like their interaction here on Raw was strictly just to build up for the Royal Rumble match itself. So CM Punk has had his fair share of interactions and multiple teasers for potential feuds in WWE. Ever since returning to WWE, they've teased him having issues with Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, and Roman Reigns. We really can't forget that during his one and only SmackDown appearance since returning, on the Tribute to the Troop show, Punk was near milliseconds away from knocking on the Bloodline's door to visit Paul Heyman, and who knows what that would have kicked off. But he didn't knock on the door. They just showed up thinking about knocking to further tease that feud for the future. So that's mostly been the first few months of CM Punk's return, what it's all been about. It's been about setting up a lot of foundation for potential future feuds. so he's not fully involved in any feud right now. That should definitely change post-Royal Rumble. In a new WWE poll, 76% of fans believe that CM Punk will win the Royal Rumble. And if it does turn out to be true, they may drag out his WrestleMania decision for a few weeks there, like they do with every Royal Rumble winner every year. But ultimately, he should select Seth Rollins for WrestleMania. And he'll definitely meet Roman Reigns one day in the ring again, but that appears to be happening much more down the line. So it's been great to see them set up all the dominoes of CM Punk's potential opponents. Now we'll have to see what order they go in for him to knock them all down one by one. But everyone expects Seth Rollins to be the first official feud back for CM Punk. Lola Vice is quickly becoming a household name with her recent success in NXT. But it looks like another family member of her family has their eyes on the business. A fan took to Twitter to tag Lola's younger sister, Natalie, and question her on if she'll ever be joining her sister, Lola Vice, inside the WWE ring. Natalie said that she's praying and waiting for the opportunity to join the WWE and her sister. Natalie, much like her older sister, is very much into all combat sports, like MMA, boxing, and wrestling. Lola Vice will even show them both working out and training together from time to time. So if it's in her heart as much as it is Lola's, hopefully WWE, or any other combat sport promotion, takes notice of Natalie and gives her that platform she's praying and waiting for. We've seen lots of siblings and relatives share great success with each other inside the wrestling ring over the years. From the Bellas, to the Bloodline, to the Hardys, to Dominic and Ray. Just so many examples of family members that have teamed up inside the ring and did some pretty epic things together. So if Natalie is able to sign by WWE and Lola continues to establish herself in the company as well, seeing the both of them paired up in the ring deep in the future definitely isn't out of the realm of possibility at all. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.
Transport is loaded with China's weapons. Take it. Get into exfil.
Here. As always, fans are expecting numerous surprises for the show. The Royal Rumble is typically the match in which legends from the past and even wrestlers from other wrestling companies make shocking appearances, and these cameos end up being the talk of the wrestling world. Join us now as we look at 10 of the biggest rumored Royal Rumble surprises for the 2024 Royal Rumble. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for new wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive links. Also check out our new website, WrestleMania.com. Abyss. The TNA legend Abyss has been with WWE for several years now, working as backstage producer. Abyss's work in his role has received widespread praise, and Abyss is widely regarded as one of the best producers in the entire company. Every year since Abyss signed with WWE, there's been a push from fans to see Abyss make a cameo in the Royal Rumble match. Abyss was briefly an on-air character as Joseph Park in 2020, yet this never really went anywhere. Could 2024 finally be the year in which the monster finally appears in a WWE match? It'd be great to see, and it doesn't matter if the appearance is as the Abyss or as Joseph Park. It'd be wonderful, especially with WWE fans, to see how gifted the in-ring Abyss truly is. Number 9, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar has been absent from WWE TV since his loss to Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam in 2023. This was the match which saw Lesnar go off script to embrace Rhodes and seemingly turn babyface. Lesnar is still firmly with the WWE and is expected to be involved in the WrestleMania 40 build in some capacity. The one match that fans firmly have their eyes on for Lesnar at WrestleMania is the showdown with Gunther. This is considered a dream match by many, and WrestleMania 40 seems like the most probable place that WWE will deliver the matchup. Lesnar making a surprise return in the Rumble and confronting Gunther could be the perfect way to set the match up. Having Gunther eliminate Lesnar or vice versa would plant the seeds ahead of WrestleMania, and it would whet the appetite of fans ahead of a potential collision on the grandest stage. Number 8, Chris Masters. For the past several years, Chris Masters has been teasing that he could potentially be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble match. Whilst Masters wasn't exactly the biggest star in the world during his time in WWE, fans will no doubt fondly remember his character, and the reaction if his music hits on January 27, 2024 may surprise fans, as Masters could receive a thunderous pop. Masters had a solid gimmick, and seeing his iconic entrance again would be a sheer delight. It appears that the Masterpiece has managed to keep a solid relationship with WWE, which is a positive sign, and you never know, Masters making a surprise return to the Rumble could open the door for one final run in the company. Number 7, Corey Graves. When Corey Graves revealed that it would be possible for him to compete in the ring again, he instantly began to imagine Graves taking part in the Royal Rumble match. Whilst this is yet to happen, Graves revealed in late 2023 during an interview with Steelers Takeaways that he would like to return to the ring for a one-off appearance. The transition in a weird way saved me from what could have been. Instead of grieving over the loss of my dream as an in-ring performer, it gave me something new to focus my energy on while staying in the business. I found a new mountain to climb. In hindsight, it really helped me deal with that loss. I have a clean bill of health now, thanks. I actually got medically cleared a couple of years ago to perform in the ring again. I flirted with the idea and I'm waiting for a potential opportunity if it presents itself. More of a one-time thing like McAfee has done, not a full-time in-ring performer. The Rumble could therefore be Graves' perfect opportunity to return to the ring, and seeing the former NXT Tag Champion compete with modern talents such as LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, and Gunther would make for a very interesting visual. This perfect opportunity to return to the ring, and seeing the former NXT Tag Champion compete with modern talents such as LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, and Gunther would make for a very interesting visual to say the very least. Number 6, Wade Barrett. Since becoming a full-time commentator in WWE, Wade Barrett has ascended to become one of the most popular commentators in recent memory. Barrett is considering improving his craft, and it's apparent that Barrett has a long career ahead of him at the announcer's table. Despite his success as an announcer, there continues to be rumors that he could potentially return to the ring for one more run. Barrett had never directly ruled this out. In fact, he said that he still trains regularly, so a Rumble appearance wouldn't be unrealistic. If WWE were going to book Barrett as a surprise for the 2024 Rumble, one way WWE could deliver it might be having Barrett's music hit while he's delivering commentary. In an epic moment, Barrett could get up from the commentary desk, enter the match, and take everyone in the match to Bullhammer City. Number 5, Zack Ryder. When Zack Ryder departed WWE, Ryder immediately picked himself up and decided to make a name for himself on the independent scene. Ryder, who now uses his name Matt Cardona, has become a megastar outside the WWE bubble, and it wouldn't be a huge surprise if Ryder finds himself back in WWE sooner rather than later. Appearing on Fightful's The Hump, the former Intercontinental Champion discussed what it would take for him to return to WWE, and as always, Ryder had a smart and savvy answer. Listen, if I get a phone call right now, of course I'd pick it up and we'd have a conversation. I'd be lying if I never said I wanted to wrestle at Madison Square Garden again or wrestle at WrestleMania again. But for now, I'm having the time of my life. I'm having so much fun. I'm making so much money. What would it take? Cash and creative, you know? There's no guarantees in wrestling, but I need some attention, you know what I'm saying? I don't just want to be another guy on the roster. Been there, done that. Nothing against that, but I did that. I'm over it. Number 4, X-Pac. In September 2023, X-Pac revealed during an interview with Chris Van Vliet that he would be able to take part in a Royal Rumble match. This is an exciting concept, as X-Pac as a surprise entrant would be incredibly special, especially because his WWE appearances have been limited, and X-Pac hasn't wrestled a feature match in the company since 2002. An X-Pac Rumble appearance seems like a possibility, especially when you consider that X-Pac's longtime friend Triple H is running WWE and will be in charge of any surprise entrance. One of the criticisms directed towards surprise entrants in recent years is that WWE booked names that fans have seen before. X-Pac being a surprise entrant would offer something completely new. and there'll even be a selection of fans in attendance as well as watching at home that have never watched X-Pac in the ring. Number 3, AJ Lee. When CM Punk made his shocking return to WWE in late 2023, fans instantly began to fantasy book a WWE return for AJ Lee. AJ, during her first run in WWE, became one of the most popular female talents ever, and she also became a legitimate draw, with her segments often becoming the highest rated segment of the respective show. AJ retired in 2015 due to neck issues, and in 2022 she described a potential return to the ring as one step at a time, implying that it's something that AJ has considered. In recent years, names such as Edge, Saraya, and Bryan Danielson have all managed to wrestle again following neck injuries, and hopefully the same goes for AJ. It wouldn't be too drastic to say that AJ's theme hitting in the Women's Rumble would send everyone into a frenzy, and the possibility of seeing AJ across from a modern greats such as Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Bianca Belair could be a moment that fans never forget. Number 2, Stone Cold Steve Austin. The wrestling world was stunned in 2023 when it was reported that WWE had pitched numerous matches for WrestleMania 39 for legendary Stone Cold Steve
motherfucking Austin.
Lesnar and Roman Reigns, yet he turned both of those down. Reports and rumblings of Austin wrestling again pick up in late 2023 when it was reported that WWE believed that Austin vs CM Punk was a genuine possibility. It looks like WWE are moving forward with a Punk vs Seth Rollins program for WrestleMania 40, yet this doesn't mean that Austin will be involved in the show. If Austin had agreed to work WrestleMania 40, a Rumble appearance may be the best way to plant the seeds for his future program. There were so many options for Austin to face at WrestleMania in April. 1v1 matches with the likes of Lesnar, LA Knight, and even Randy Orton are all considered dream matches that would lead to extensive interest from the casual audience heading into WrestleMania in Philadelphia. And number 1, The Rock. It is finally time for The Rock to take on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. While The Rock hasn't ruled out a match, and according to the Great One himself, it almost happened at WrestleMania 39. If WWE is moving forward with the dream match, then The Rock will no doubt play a big part in the Royal Rumble match. The Rock simply showing up and challenging Reigns will work for a premium live event such as SummerSlam, but this is WrestleMania, where the title opportunities are earned either in the Royal Rumble itself or an Elimination Chamber match. The Rock returning to the Rumble would receive an earth-shattering reaction, yet there are so many solid options for the 2024 Rumble winner, including CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, that WWE may question if The Rock winning is the right move for the direction of the company. Whatever WWE has planned for the annual matchup, one thing is clear. The 2024 Rumble may be the most interesting and unpredictable WWE event of the past decade. Who do you think will make a big surprise return at the Rumble? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content. However, it appears as if Vince McMahon is still in direct control of what talents say, and we know this thanks to Paul Heyman. In 2020, Heyman appeared on Talking Smack and he accidentally revealed a memo from Vince on camera which stated, "Identify all consequences if Roman loses," per Vince. So it appears as if Vince still likes to micromanage as much as possible, even on a show such as Talking Smack. And it's rather common for WWE superstars to slow down the pace of the match when Raw or SmackDown goes to a commercial break. However, during the pandemic, when Raw and SmackDown were presented at the Performance Center, WWE allowed their talent to stop wrestling altogether during commercial breaks. But since there was no fans in attendance, it made little sense for talent to be wrestling. In 2020, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Cross taking a break during a tag match. Fans could actually hear the four women talking about the match, and they were casually catching a breather whilst WWE went to a commercial. But one of the most memorable moments of Alexa Bliss's career was the time she threw a fireball in the face of Randy Orton. This segment was one of the most non-PG moments to take place in the modern-day edition of Raw, and it received praise for pushing the envelope in relation to how far WWE could push their content. Fans questioned how the WWE performed this segment safely, and some fans questioned if the fireball was a computer-generated image. No, this wasn't the case, as WWE would use a traditional flash paper method to execute the stunt. And due to the nature and danger of the fireball itself, they also pre-taped the segment. Finn Balor's Demon persona was handed his first loss on the WWE main roster at the 2021 Extreme Rules pay-per-view. The Demon would be defeated by Universal Champion Roman Reigns after the ring rope broke during the coup de grace attempt. Reigns was then able to capitalize and execute a spear for the victory. Kevin, the people who were placed in front of fans, wondered how WWE managed to break the rope safely. Well, it turns out a crew member who was located at ringside simply cut the rope. Thanks to the WWE utilizing red light during the matches, this crew member was barely seen. Nevertheless, fans in attendance managed to see the trick performed firsthand. Have you ever wondered how wrestlers remember all the spots for their match? You don't have to. Wrestlers discreetly communicate with each other during matches to remind each other what spot should come next. WWE legend John Cena is notorious for spot calling. Seems to have a habit of declaring spots in a very obvious manner. Wrestling companies such as WWE have a habit of saying shows close things out, but in reality, they're far from it. Take for instance WrestleMania 3 and WrestleMania 32. WWE highly inflated the number of fans in attendance to shatter the record, and in turn, as they WrestleMania appear more popular than they actually were. Buried alive matches seem to confuse fans. It was initially hard to determine how WWE pulled off the illusion. The secret usually lies in a trap door when the dirt is poured onto the grave and the wrestling is usually already safely wrapped in the locker room. Well, save for that time the Undertaker managed to pull his hand out from the grave. It was more than likely to be like which was fully lethal. You wondered how wrestling companies give instructions to wrestlers in the ring during a match? Well, it's all down to the referee. The referee usually has an earpiece which allows the team backstage to communicate with the referee directly. The referee then can repeat the instructions to the wrestlers themselves in the middle of the match. The commentators are often fed lines from production staff backstage, and this happens a lot in WWE, specifically when Vince McMahon ran things. McMahon would throw the direct traffic and inform announcers such as Michael Cole and Joey Miller what to say live on air. Companies such as WWE and AEW make the show look like it's sold out, when in reality half of the arena is actually empty. Both companies will usually shoot on one side of the arena, and the other side of the arena will be covered up with a black curtain to avoid anyone at home seeing the empty seat. When a wrestler is put through the ring, this is executed by removing one panel of wood from the ring, meaning that the wrestling person can safely and easily fall through the ring. Obviously, other wrestlers who are not supposed to go through the ring have to avoid that spot completely. When the ring collapses in the match, the ring is rigged for the exact pre-planned moment. The wrestlers should look to land in a specific location. Bring the corporation with gear and a huge secret attached to it. According to Austin, used 30 gallons of beer for the segment, and after that, they simply switched it to water. In a similar segment, no milk was actually used for the segment. According to Angle, WWE used simply give the illusion of milk. Hook slam is from the Undertaker into a casket. The casket.
Moving to my mark. Fully flat. Let's go, Redson.
Last man, shoot me again. Down to my last mag.
Keep your head on a swivel. The alien is making its way to a second vortex.
Last mag. Down to my last mag.
Changing mags.
Check fire, or I'll rain over. Switching mags.
Changing mag. Mortar support incoming.
Copy your mark. Mortar strike inbound. Vortex notification.
Samples are ready for transport. We are sure to get some fascinating data. I am prepping the canister for return.
Switching mag.
EPA all clear for takeoff, strike team.
Shoot me again.
We will have an extraordinary amount of data, and the EC is looking all the better for it.
Hopefully, you will gain some useful insight. Good work, team.
Changing mag.
Marking contact.
Gotcha,
I'll
6.
take
I'm reloading. Covering your 6.
No. I have never seen cloud formations this tall. I hope our people are headed for safety, Commander.
Strike team, you're almost out of time. Find an extract point.
Switching mags. Set fire, or I'll rain hellfire. Changing mags. ammo here. Switching mag. On your six. Appreciate it. Moving here. To my mark. Gotcha, 6.
I've got
whether that's using your doorbell camera to actually communicate.
Time, folks make that decision, they see something going on, and now they have to go out and protect. And I think that's a little bit of a predator drive thing that folks have, but you've got a two-way communication with a lot of these kind of, the Ring doorbells and all of those different brands to actually have a conversation. And man, if you hit your button and say, hey, the cops are on the way, you probably better go, most times I think folks are going to scurry off.
And if he doesn't scurry off, stay behind your locked door. I mean, obviously, if you've got family members out there, it's a totally different calculus. But everybody's inside your home, it's late at night. Man, I'm just going to say, I think that as a general rule, you want to stay inside the house. The door provides a significant barrier. Do you maybe want to arm yourself up? Yeah, I think this is the point here. Start putting on some pants, start putting on a belt, start putting on a gun if you have one in the house, whatever. So then that way you're prepared, because by the time this guy starts knocking on your garage door, I mean, do you really need to go out there? And like, okay, if the guy's trying to break into your garage, maybe you can watch. But if he's just knocking on it, man, I think the smart play here, Neil, is to call the cops and just don't contact him.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, we've got the camera for a reason. We've got the doors for a reason. We've got locks for a reason. Pretty quick, we're going to see that we have pants for a reason. I mean, we didn't really use, but there was a lot of opportunity here to avoid a challenge here. And had this guy had some really bad intention, you literally could have walked into it. And so I think there's some lessons to learn here. And again, I want to protect my property as well. But I want to think through, what have I already put in place to protect that property so that I can do that with the least amount of risk to myself.
And you absolutely have the right to protect your property, right? So you don't have, nobody has the right to trespass on your private property, although this is, again, a public area of your property. Anybody could walk up, on this part of the property, and you have a right to protect that property. You only use firearms to protect people, right? We use firearms to protect life, not to protect property. And of course, this guy going through the mail, that's wrong, dude, and you need to stop that. So have the firearm on your person in order in case he ends up showing a deadly threat to you and yours. I do think here, I'm not going to give him too much trash. Okay, he comes out with his firearm, and then he points it at the guy, though. I think that was premature. I'm glad they didn't charge him with anything. I think that was the right choice here. But an overzealous prosecutor could have, because I don't see anything here that rises to the level of an imminent threat of death or great bodily harm. So listen, friends, this is why we learn and use a low-ready position.
Yeah, I think a lot of folks think that, okay, this is my property and I've worked really hard for it. And so, I can defend it the way that I want to defend it. And while I'm completely behind you to defend your property, use the right force. And using lethal force here, legally what we have to be able to explain is a reasonable, some sort of reasonable suspicion here that, I'm in, there's a, I'm losing my words here, John, but that there's a lethal threat here, or a deadly threat, or, great bodily harm is going to come my way. And if you stay behind the door, none of that stuff happens.
What up, my brothers?
Even when you're outside here,
I need some schematics.
That he's got
Wonder Rebel schematics.
He's gonna, try to hurt you with. So pointing the gun at him.
Scorcher schematics. You know the deal.
Yeah, and you might get in an unnecessary gunfight. You might get in an optional gunfight by stepping out there. So that's what we want to keep you from. Second thing here, you notice he's got his arms over the gate there. No, back up, right? You've got a distance tool, firearm. Use that distance and use a low ready position. Again, or in a holster on your person. Hey man, back away, get away from me. I don't want anything to do with you. Get off me. Now, I do admire and applaud. Okay, so he says, hey man, get on the ground, and our little drunky drunk decides to obey. Okay, cool. Now, if he scurries off, let him scurry. But now you've got a guy that you have at gunpoint, and now you got to figure out what the heck to do with it. So, listen, if you take somebody at gunpoint, I just want to stop a second and say, good job, dude. I'm so glad you didn't shoot this guy. This makes your life so much infinitely easier. Good job not shooting somebody just because they were on your property.
Yeah, we're, we're to the point where we're not going to put up with this anymore, and we're seeing more and more of that kind of stuff. And, I'm glad the guy didn't scurry off, because with that predator drive, a lot of times people are like, oh yeah, if you're going to run from me, they're going to chase them down and make them pay. And really what happened here, if you really back all the way up and look at this, some drunk guy showed up on your porch and knocked on your door. Doesn't necessarily mean that, well, he went through your mail, I give you that, but he doesn't necessarily mean that he needs to be shot at, doesn't need a gun pointed at him, and I'm really happy that this guy didn't pull the trigger. That made all the difference in this, and probably is what, if he pulls the trigger, he's probably the one sitting in the jail. Probably they're sitting side by side.
Yeah, and so really good job on that. And then the police show up, and he did another great thing here. As soon as you start to see the cops show up, he was in a safe place, right? He's behind the gate. So he puts the gun down and puts his hands up. You do not want to greet law enforcement officers with a gun in your hand. That's a great way to get shot by responding cops. And so, again, puts the gun down, puts his hands up so the cops know, hi, officer, I'm a good guy. I'm the complainant. Please help me here with this drunk. And so I think he did a couple of things really well here. And I've had to have that happen at my house. That's one of the big things. Show up.
Probably want hands on too. You know, and so as I look at this, I'm like, okay, so you had some time in this, and with this whole thing, as the guy was rummaging around outside through the mill and everything. But you know, the law enforcement does respond to people that aren't killed right. This is not an unheard of thing. So if, depending on how the 911 call went, unless he said, hey, I'm going in my underwear, they may come in there with, you know, they're coming in hot thinking, okay, there's something going on and I don't know what to do. Look at this dude in the underwear, I don't know if that's right. So you may potentially, that's a confusing situation we go into, so getting arrested is never bad.
I also want to note, because I think strongly because he showed his hands, he didn't have a gun in his hand. Notice how relaxed the officers are when they show up. Notice that they are not on high alert because the situation presented didn't give them a high alert. Really good job on their part and good job on the homeowner's part for giving them that opportunity. So he protected his property. I think he did okay. Let's be careful here. He skirted a couple of boundaries and I think he did all right and covered his ass. We expect our police officers to act in ways that accord with the training that we give them, and today we're going to see that not happen. Hi everyone, welcome to today's really head-shaking background lesson. I am your host as always, John Reed.
I'm your host, Mike Williver. Today's video comes to us from Chicago.
Our pepper spray is next generation OC spray. It's hot at 1.4% major capsaicinoids, and its modular design means you can customize it exactly to you. 3 different setups, lots of different color combinations. You can make it exactly as you like. And the flip top safety prevents accidental discharges. It's 10 to 12 foot range and 25 half-second blasts. Make sure that you can keep that long-range IPO at long range. I trust Palm AC and I recommend it for everyone for self-defense. We're on this train car in Chicago. The guy here that's walking up that has the black jacket with the red has walked between cars. That is against the Chicago Transit Authority rules. So this transit officer goes, hey, you got to step off so that we can talk to you here, and because what you've done is illegal, subject to up to a $300 fine and a bunch of other stuff. Links are in the description. So he gets off. There's another officer there as well, and they're going to tell him, they're going to hook him up, they're going to give him a ticket for what he's done walking between cars. So apparently that's a pretty common practice in Chicago. You know, we did the first watch on this one, and a lot of people commented that does happen. So what you're going to watch happen here is then he is going to try to pull away from these officers, and the male officer in particular is not going to have it. So he is going to grab a hold of the guy, and then they're going to start pulling him away from the train tracks, and it's going to end up in a pretty physical confrontation here. We do have cell phone footage from a bystander. Neither of these officers are wearing badge cams, but we do have cell phone footage from a bystander of the physical altercation that ensues. So let's listen in on what we see there from this significant, empty-handed fight.
Swooping max.
The merchant will be armed near you in a low vehicle. Commandeering.
happen again, as we won't see Roman nor the Bloodline for a very long time, if ever again. Shortly after SmackDown went off the air, GM Nick Aldis released a statement saying that he has had enough of the Bloodline ruining SmackDown each and every week. He had hoped that things would change in 2024, but with the attack by the Bloodline on the Triple Threat match and the attacks on the most recent episode of SmackDown on Cameron Grimes and Randy Orton, Nick Aldis says he was left with only one decision, and that decision is to suspend the Bloodline, all three members, Roman Reigns, and Jimmy Uso, effective immediately. But one name who was spared in this suspension is the wise man for Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, Paul Heyman. Some might think that's a good thing. Paul Heyman can still be on SmackDown, still be in WWE, still conduct Bloodline business. The problem is, Roman Reigns is not going to like the fact that the Bloodline was suspended, but not Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman might have to pay a hefty price for being spared by Nick Aldis. And we don't know how long this suspension is. Nick Aldis did not make that clear. Right now, it's indefinite, meaning it could be for a week, it could be for a month, a year, or forever. It seems like Nick Aldis simply wanted the Bloodline gone. And right now, he has got his wish, as Bloodline will not be able to make any WWE appearances until the suspension is lifted. Right now, it doesn't seem like that is going to happen anytime soon. Which member of the Bloodline is your favorite? And do you miss Sami Zayn and Jimmy Uso? And what are your thoughts about SmackDown GM Nick Aldis suspending the Bloodline? Leave a comment below and give me your opinion. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell notification. And check out our new YouTube channel, Wrestling News Now Insider. Click on the link to visit it now, and you will get brand new exclusive videos.
Championship that I never lost in the first place. That is not just a finish. That's a spoiler.
You are about to meet one of Hugo's most wanted. It's alive and will flow.
That's what Sheamus did to Big E. Correction, deep white noise. He did that to Big E last week when he drove through a car window. I was Chris. In fact, I learned all this from you, Cole. I know. You know what you call this? The end. Oh, wait a minute. And just in time, perhaps. That's not what I had in mind.
Why can't I be the one to provide for the family, Oos? Why can't I provide for my wife and my kids, your nephews? Battling this my whole life. You've been number one, Oos. You've been on top. There goes the big dog. There goes Roman Reigns. There goes Mr. Main Event, Mr. WrestleMania. You know what they say when they say it, Oos? Which one are you? After Sunday, when they ask me who am I, they gon' know. They gon' say, I know you, Oos. You the one that beat Roman Reigns at Clash of Champions for the Universal Championship. And that right there, Oos. That right there will be me.
Is focused and ready for Sunday and the biggest moment of his career, the biggest moment of his life. He overstated Jey Uso with the opportunity of a lifetime. Wants to put the family on his shoulders for once. Jey Uso wants to know what he's truly made of. And 2 nights for Jey Uso to realize his dream. Or for Roman Reigns to... Oh my God! Reigns with a Superman punch!
I don't just feed my kids with this tight. I don't just feed your kids with this tight. I feed all. And you want to take it from me? You're gonna take the ass whooping that comes with.
whole family's watching right now. Children and nephews are watching right now. All I wanted to do was put you in the main event, put your name in the bright lights on the marquee, man. I just wanted to help you, give you that huge payday, let you do something nice for your life. I love you more than you know. Like you always say, you're day one. You've been there my whole life. All I wanted to do was raise you up. And all you had to do was acknowledge me. All you had to do was to say the words, acknowledge me as the tribal chief. From the day that I was born, this has been my birthright. It's not because it was given to me. I worked my ass off. I've seen it the whole way. All I wanted was to represent our family to the fullest. To share the main event with you. And what did you do? You disrespected me. You embarrassed me. You embarrassed our whole family. And you broke my heart. Even now, as I'm spilling my guts to you, is this all you want? What, you want another shot? That's what you want? You want another shot? Is that what you want? It's yours. Helen. This match will have the highest stakes. Drop the bar.
Oh my God, that was Jimmy Uso! And here's Jey Uso ambushing the champ Roman Reigns! Oh my God! And Uso sends Reigns into the corner! And now Jey Uso, steel chair in hand! Time for a little payback! Oh, Roman Reigns with a boot! Roman got all of it too. Roman Reigns, steel chair in hand, look at it. Oh, and a super kick by Jey Uso. Down goes the Universal Champion. And Uso's going to head up top. The Tribal Chief's down. Jey Uso, Uso splash.
I'm not the Universal Champion. When I make you quit, you will fall in line. You will take orders. You will acknowledge me. You will respect me for who I am in the WWE and all that I do for our family. Wow. Not just you. You brought your brother with you. He's out too. Wives, your children, your children's children are all out of the picture. Who are you? Who are you? We will all turn our backs on you.
Heyman, do something. Somebody stop this man. Bring him down. Come on, dude. Stop it. What you doing, man? That's the dog's fault. You know who we are. Whatever you're going through, man, we can fix this. You ain't gotta do this, man. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Whatever you're going, you know we got you. You know we got you. It's always been like that. But this ain't it. This look at me. We got you. Look at it. Right? It's empty. No more of this. Please, no more of this. Huh? Yeah.
constant zurück. Motherfucker.
Roman Reigns getting the orders, and Jey Uso is following them. Versus the world right now. Super kicking everyone in sight. And Riddle. And Uso with a kick. Riddle rocks into the outside. Jey Uso feeling desperate up here. Jey Uso, Corey, you got nothing to lose. And Uso launching himself over the top rope and taking out the Raw team. I don't know if I agree with you, Paul. I think if you're Jey Uso, you've got everything to lose. Jey Uso knows what's at stake. Beyond victory for the Blue Brand, for his own well-being, his own career, his own family life. You saw the nervousness in the eyes of Paul Heyman moments ago as Jey Uso kick after kick.
And look there, he should be nervous. Look at the men that are surrounding Jey Uso right now.
Look at Uso's task, Corey. He's got to eliminate 5 members of Monday Night Raw. Strowman catches Uso. Braun Strowman looking at the running power slam again. Oh, and Uso sends Strowman shoulder first into the post. AJ makes the tag. Styles now legal, runs into a kick again by Uso. And Uso's going to go up top. Jey Uso top rope, and look at AJ's associate saving him. Jey saw that.
Good to have
Jey Uso saw almost interfering in the matchup, was able to minimize the impact on the landing. Phenomenal. Forearm coming perhaps from AJ Styles. Uso caught it. Lee made a tag. I don't know if Jey Uso saw Keith Lee make the tag. No, he didn't. Uso believes that AJ Styles is legal, but Keith Lee made the tag. Uso's going up to the top rope.
He doesn't have a teammate to tell him any different.
Keith Lee! Look at Lee! Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness! Spirit bomb! Lee into the cover! A clean sweep for Team Raw! Here we go! Team Raw! Paul Heyman with a look of disbelief on his face, understanding now that his boss, Jey Uso's cousin, Roman Reigns, will not be happy.
Bro, my teammates ain't do, they wasn't listening to us. I went out there to
hijack this shipment. I want a 5-finger discount on those.
look, Ray, just cut them a break. It's 5 against 1 I asked for you to be here. Come on. Nah, you're not going anywhere. You can go.
Stashed in there.
They don't hear you because they don't respect you. They don't respect you, they don't respect me. They don't respect me, they don't respect them. If you can't make them respect us, then you don't have a place at the table. So matter of fact, just get out of here. I'm tired of this. Just get out of here. Go find your brother and get out of my way. No time for losers, not tonight.
I don't want to stress you out, Robert. But the blood is scrambled somebody out of the hotel.
You always think I'm some warrior in a locker.
Waiting for delivery at pickup site. I'll bring the bacon home.
Birds are mad and I'm loving it. As you were, strike team. As you were.
Okay, my prototype is mated to the transport. We should be good to go.
Strike team, there's a helo inbound to pick you up. Soap's got the 411 on mission parameters. Follow his lead.
Here's a buy station.
Every piece of Ethereum-infused weaponry we have down here just started humming. The storm must be saying hello.
Time's up, team. Storm's here and it's expanding fast. Get to an extract helo before it's too late.
all about for Jey Uso. That is validation.
Yeah, Rose. Jey, right there, Uso. Right there.
Edge with a concerto. Ryan's finished. And now turns into... Wait a minute! Jey Uso! Uso back in the ring! Uso bludgeoning Edge! And now Jey Uso runs in on a spear! With the right-hand man once again paying dividends to the head of the table. Now Jey taking the beating intended for Roman. And now Reigns with a spear to Edge! And with that, Edge's dreams may have been dashed. Ryan has not moved since the concerto. Edge laid out by a spear. And now Roman Reigns, with his own brutality in mind. Concerto to Edge. And Reigns drags Edge on top of Daniel Bryan. Covered by Reigns. Reigns pins both men to retain the title. Wow. Here is your winner.
Motherfucker.
And still the Universal Champion.
Need to follow going on.
A dominant performance by the champion at times, but he better thank his cousin Jey Uso. Step slammed into his face, and now Roman Reigns isn't finished.
Just tossed his dad over the barricade into the WWE Thunderdome. And now all eyes on Dominic Mysterio.
Dominic, he can't even defend himself.
The Usos are watching. Special counsel Paul Heyman's watching. The world is watching. This is Roman Reigns.